talking about fractions on a number line in relationship to one whole. We know where one whole is. What? Sure, quickly. We need this title on the next blank page in our math notebook. Thank you, Samaya, for doing that so quickly, and Archer, thank you for doing that. Very helpful. Next blank page. No, we talked about that last week. Placing fractions on a number line. We've talked a lot about how fractions are parts of a number. The fractions we've been learning about, are less than one whole. Fractions can be more than one whole. I can have one whole something plus a part, that's allowed. But so far, we're just going to focus on the fractions that are smaller than one whole. So far, so good? Once you've got our title down, I want you to make a number line, pink line, and we're going to label it 0 to 1. Connor, what? Now, are fractions able to be bigger than 1? Yes, they can. I can have 1.5 things. I can have 3 halves. That's allowed. But we're only going to be talking about between 0 and 1 today. But fractions can live between any whole number. There's pieces between whole numbers. Looking at this number line, I want to place 1/2. What am I going to be counting by if I want to put 1/2 on my number line? I don't know. No, thank you. Marley, what am I going to be counting by? I'm going to be counting by halves. 1/2, 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves. The thing I'm counting is halves. Well, where is 1/2 going to go on this number line? This is not a trick question. I know you know where 1/2 goes on a number line. Where does it go? Lydia, where does it go? In the middle of the number line. It goes right in the middle. Now, how did you know that?
Because that's half of, like, it's between 0 and 1.
It is between 0 and 1, but I could put that number anywhere between 0 and 1. Does that mean it's a half?
It has to be equal on each side.
Does have to be equal. We talked a lot about that yesterday. So the distance between 0 and this mark is the same as the distance between that mark in 1. We've got our equal distance. Remember that 2 in my denominator talks about that I have 2 pieces in my whole. Here's one of those pieces. Here's the other piece. If I only have 2 pieces, my number line is going to be split right in the middle. 1/2 goes right in the middle. What's going to go here? This jump is worth 1/2. So when I get all the way over here, now what am I at? Smile. Say it again. I've got another half. How would I say that? I'm not at 1/2. That's where 1/2 is. Another? I'm at 2 halves. I went 2 halves. 1/2 got me to here. What's another 1/2? Now I'm at 2 halves. We talked about this yesterday. Do you see where one whole and two halves are written right on top of each other?
Yeah.
What does that mean? We talked about that yesterday when we have two values that go the same distance. Archer? What does that mean? I love that Ava is looking back in her notebook because she knows we did this yesterday. So instead of sitting there and not knowing, look back in your notebook. What did it mean when we had those number lines go the same distance? Ava, what you find out?
I don't know how to say this, but anyway. At one point they were the same at the same part, but now one stopped and now the other one might have gone farther.
So when they were stacked on top of each other, kind of like this one, right? They've gone the same distance. What does that mean? What do you think, Ava?
Maybe greater room?
Are they greater length if they went the same distance?
No.
Addison, what are you thinking?
I just forgot.
Marley? Yeah, we know that they're equal. So one whole is worth the same as two halves. Right? On my number line, they go the same distance. One whole went from 0 to 1, and two halves, I went 1 half, 2 halves. They're equal. Do they look the same? No. No. If I had one whole sandwich, not cut, that would look different than two halves of a sandwich. But it's still worth a whole sandwich. So far, so good?
Yeah.
What's up, Ava?
I just noticed it's also called same length.
Yeah, we could say that they're same length. There's another word that we're going to use in fractions. Bowen, do you happen to know that word, or are you saying something else?
Same equivalent?
Yeah, we are going to use the word equivalent. Let's write that in our notebook. This is how it is spelled.
Oh.
And in that word, it almost looks like we see the word equal. Do you see the part that looks similar to equal?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not exactly, but it looks very similar to the word equal. If something is equivalent, that means that it has the same value. So a lot of you are confusing, and you're seeing things that have the same value that look different, and you're telling me it's the commutative property. Not the commutative property, it's equivalent. Has the same value. Has the same value. All right, ready to move on? We're going to do another number line. So go ahead and draw another number line, pink line, pink line. This time we're going to be putting on 2/3 on this number line. Once again, this number line is going 0 to 1. Are you with us? Make sure your body shows me you're with us. What am I going to be counting by if I need to find 2/3? What am I going to be counting by if I need to find 2/3? Bowen?
Thirds.
I'm going to be counting by thirds. How am I going to make thirds? What does that mean to have thirds? Addison, what you thinking?
I feel like 3 jumps.
Yeah, I'm going to have 3 jumps. Now, we talked about this with the rectangle. Remember we did Rudy's rectangle a couple days ago? Mm-hmm. It's not just 3 pieces. There's one other important word in there. Go for it, Lydia.
3 equal pieces?
3 equal pieces. So I'm going to make my 3 equal pieces. Remember, the pieces are in between my tick marks. in your mouth text that I'm not interested in looking at. No. What is this jump right here worth? Raise your hand to tell me. What is that jump worth? Smile. It's worth 1/3. Is that going to be bigger or smaller than one whole?
Smaller.
Raise your hand. Cole?
Smaller.
Smaller. 1/3 is only this piece right here. One whole is this whole thing. It's way smaller. So then what do you think this piece from here to here is worth? It's not worth 2/3. Listen carefully what I'm saying. From here to here.
3/3?
Nope, not 3/3. Pay close attention to what I'm saying. From just this mark to this mark. All right, what you got?
1/3.
From here to here, it's only 1/3. Now, Julian, what you're thinking is from here to here. What is that worth? 2/3. You see the two 1/3 pieces in there? Yeah. So that whole big jump is 2/3, but just from this line to this line is 1/3. What is an equivalent fraction to one whole? I want a fraction that's going to be worth one whole. Use this number line to help you. What fraction would be the same distance as one whole? Ava, what you thinking?
3/3.
3/3. Ava, how'd you figure that out?
Because if you add one more of 1/3, it's the same amount, and it goes to the same line as one whole.
Beautiful. Did you hear that, genius? She said if I add one more third, I've gotten the same distance, the same amount, and I can just count my thirds. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. So far, so good? Happy? Ooh. Another number line. Before we make this number line, I want you to do a little estimating. About where do you think 7/8 is going to go? Do you think it's going to be closer to 0? Do you think it's going to be closer to 1? Or do we think it's going to be somewhere in the middle? 7/8. Think about what that might look like. Alright, put that notebook on your desk, please. What might 7/8 look like? Connor, what are you thinking? Where do you think 7/8 might go? Close to 0, close to 1, or somewhere in the middle?
Since it's close to 8, which is probably going to be at the end, I'm thinking 7 is going to be close to 1.
Okay. Can you tell me why you think it's going to be close to 1?
I think it's going to be close to 1. Because 7 is only 1 away from 8. I think 8 might go up.
Okay. Lydia, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that it's going to go closer to 0 because we have to fit so many of them.
Okay.
So they're gonna be smaller to fit them all on the
So Lydia's thinking, all right, well, our 8s are pretty small, but there's a lot of them. Maybe it's close to 0. Julian, what do you think?
I'll put in the middle, maybe.
You think in the middle? Why?
Because maybe the boxes will be really small.
Okay. Emma, what do you think?
I think it's gonna be closer to 1. You do your 8 box,
Emma, I think you're on the right track. So Emma's starting and thinking, okay, I know I'm going to have 8 hops because I got to split it into 8s. Put on your X-ray visions, imagine your 8 hops. Got it?
That's a lot.
You're gonna go 7 of them. Where are you gonna be? We split into our 8 hops, and now you've traveled 7 of those hops. Stop. Where are you going to be? Addison? I'm gonna be almost at the end, right? If I have a model that I split, into 8, and I eat 7 of them, that's almost the whole thing, isn't it? It's only 1 piece away from being the whole thing. So Connor, is 7/8 going to be close to 0, close to 1, or somewhere in the middle? So let's listen to my thoughts, because close to the end's not an option. Close to 0, close to 1, or somewhere in the middle? Yeah, I have almost that whole thing split up. Let's find out exactly where it is. What am I counting by on my number line? What am I counting by on my number line, Paxton? 8. Because I need 7 of them. Because 8s are a lot, and Lydia told us earlier, I'm going to have a lot of 8s. I like to split it in half first. That makes it a little easier. Then I know I need 4 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4 on the other side. 1, 2. Okay, but we're doing this. Now I'm going to count just to make sure I've got 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got my 8 pieces. Make sure yours has 8 pieces, Julian. We're partitioning our number line into 8 pieces. Alright, you got your number line partitioned into 8 pieces? Great. Alright, Emma, how many hops do I need to go to get all the 8s that I need for 7 8s? You need to go 7 hops. Here's 1 8 plus another 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 8. So all of these put together are 7 8s. That whole distance from 0 all the way to our ending hop is worth 7 8s of the whole. All right, we are going to continue looking at number lines, but we're not going in our notebook anymore. So go ahead and put away your notebook. We are still going to use our pencil, so keep your pencil out. All right, on our paper number line, we should have it labeled 0 to 1. Can fractions be bigger than 1? Yes, they can, but today we're only thinking about the ones that are less than 1 whole. So far, so good? Yeah. All right, I'm going to be giving you some sticky notes. These sticky notes, you're going to be able to move and place on your number line where you think it goes. We're not being wasteful with my sticky notes. Are we clear? Yeah. All right, I'm going to be giving each table a pat for you to share. So be mindful that you're sharing with someone.
I'm not sure.
I see 1/2 in some very interesting places. Is 1/2 equal to 0?
No.
So if your 1/2 is on top of your 0, that's not the right spot. They're not equal. Is 1/2 equal to 1 whole?
No.
No. If I have half of something, I don't have the whole thing. If I have half of something, I don't have the whole thing. So I'm not going to put it on top of 1 whole. I'm telling you the thing that I need you to fix. If I have 1/2, that is not equal to 1 whole. So I'm not going to put it on top of 1 whole. 1/2 is not equal to 1 whole. Should be right in the middle because we have two sections. One right here and one over here. We're right in the middle. All right, put your number line down. Grab your other sticky note or a new sticky note. You can leave 1/2 there. I'm going to move my 1/2, but you can leave yours there.
Oh.
On your new sticky note, I want you to write 2 halves. Two halves looks like this. Once you've got 2 halves written, go ahead and put it on your number line. Raise your hand if you know where 2 halves goes. We got 1/2. Where does 2 halves go? Paxton, where do 2 halves go?
Where the one is.
Why? Because that says 1. That says 2 halves. That doesn't feel like the same thing. What you got, Paxton? Why did we put 2 halves? Why did you put 2 halves on the 1?
Because 1/2 is in the middle, and we did another 1/2 to get 2 halves, and that's the whole.
Yes, friend. 1/2 was in the middle. Got us halfway there. When we added another half, it got us all the way to the end. So 2 halves got us all the way to 1 whole. Hold up your number line. Let's double check that you've got it in the right spot. Oh, I don't think yours is in the right spot, but it's on the 1. We're writing the fraction 1/8. Let's think about that. If I'm cutting something into 8, are my pieces going to be large or small? You're raising your hand, not yelling at me. If I'm cutting into 8, are my pieces going to be large or small? Emma? Small, because I have to do so many of them. I only have 1/8. Is that going to be close to 0, close to 1, or right in the middle? Go ahead and place it on your number line of where you think it's going to be. When you got it, give me that secret thumb. Oh, no, thank you. Callie, this is your thinking time, not just copying what your neighbor has. I see numbers in all kinds of crazy places. Raise your hand if you think you've got it in the right spot. Addison, what you thinking?
I'm thinking that it goes on the 0.
On top of the 0, like it's worth 0? 1/8 is worth 0?
Well, it's a bit more than.
Okay, so not on top of the 0, but close to the 0. Addison, why do you think that 1/8 is close to 0?
1/8 is close to 0 because it's so tiny over there. So tiny that it should be closer to the lowest number.
Beautiful. Did you hear that? Addison said 1/8 is very small. So that means it's not going to be a lot. 1/8 should be close to 0. It's a tiny spot. Now, should it be right on top of 0? No, 1/8 is not equal to 0. But it's very close to 0. Grab a new sticky note. Don't take your 1/8 off. Grab a new blank sticky note.
I don't have any more.
Grab a new blank sticky note. On this new sticky note, you're going to write the fraction 7/8. 7/8. That's going to look like this. once you've got that fraction written, place it on your number line. All right, I want to see your number line. Hold them up. Let me see it. Hold them up. Let me see it. I see 7/8 very far away from 1/8. They're on two different sides. Put your number lines down. Why? Why did you guys put 7/8 so far away from 1/8? This is the part where you raise your hand. Why? Why is 7/8? A lot of you put it way over here. Why? Connor, why did you put it way over there?
Because 6 and 7 are not really close to each other, and it wouldn't make sense if you put 7 right next to the 1.
It could. I can think of a scenario where I have 1 and 7 near each other.
But like 1 and 7 aren't really the same numbers, so because 1 is 7 up than 8, and 7 is 1 away from 8, so that's why you would be putting it.
So I hear you saying these things 1 away from 8, but let's get our numbers that we're saying are not quite correct. Let's switch to not just 1, because we're talking about 1. We're talking about 1/8. So let's make sure we're using the words 1/8. So let's try that again, but instead of using just 1 and 7, because we're not talking about 1 and 7, we're talking about 1/8, 7/8. What are you thinking, Connor? You need some time to think about that? That's fine, keep thinking. Cole, why did so many of you put 7/8 so far away?
Because
Ava, I recommend you start paying attention.
there's more eighths. There's more eighths than 1/8, so you just add more eighths.
Did you hear that, genius?
Yeah.
Raise your hand to tell me what Cole just said. It is brilliant. Addison, what did Cole just say?
Cole just said that so
Marley, Arik, if you're talking to each other, it's really hard to hear the genius even the second time. Go ahead, Addison.
there's 1/8. There's 1/8 at the beginning, and there's 7/8 there. There's more 1/8 than there is in that 1/8.
Yeah, there's more 8s. We had 1/8, and we've got 7 of them. That's so many. That's so many. Also, if I had one more 8, Connor, I think this is where you were thinking. I'm at 7/8. If I have one more, where do I go?
To 1. Because it'd be a whole.
I would be at 1 whole because 8/8 is worth 1 whole. Nice. Take your sticky notes off. Grab a new blank sticky note. On our new blank sticky note, I want you to write the fraction 1/4. 1/4. Then I want you to try and figure out, where might that fraction go on my number line? When you think you got it, give me a secret thumb. Brogan, I see you put it really close to 0. Can you tell me why you put it close to 0?
Because just like the 1/8 was close to 0, now we.
All right, hang on. Why? Why? It is very similar to 1/8, but why is it close to 0?
Because it's smaller than.
Why is 1/4 gonna be close to 0? Samaya, what you think?
Because it's like really difficult. If you look at the fraction, it's like big, and you have to like put close to 0 because it's like closer to 1, and it's like just small. It's not like
if I have 1/4 of something, that's like almost nothing.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's like
I have something, but it's not a lot. 1/4 is a kind of a small piece. Think about what 1/4 is worth. I'd be way closer to 0 than 1/2. But let me ask you this question. We put 1/8 really close to 0 because 1/8 is really small. Is 1/4 the same size as 1/8?
no.
Archer, is 1/4 the same size as 1/8?
No.
So when I'm putting my 1/4 piece, am I gonna put it? Come on now. Am I gonna put it right next to 0?
No.
No. We're gonna scoot it out a little bit, and the reason I'm gonna erase this and rewrite it. The reason I'm doing that is because my 1/4 piece is a little bit bigger than my 1/8 piece. My 1/8 piece got me closer to 0. My 1/4 piece, I can scoot out a little bit. No. Lydia?
Can I go up there and like show?
Go for it.
So can I step on the table?
Go for it. Grab your another blank underline. Or sorry, sticky note. Grab another blank sticky note. On this sticky note, we're gonna write 4/4. 4/4. Once you've got that written, go ahead and place it on your number line. When you've done that, give me a secret sum.
Wait, 4/4.
4/4. Yep, you can leave 1/4 there. It doesn't need to travel. It's okay. I'm looking for secret sums. I'm looking for not side conversations.
What was the number?
Not quite. So Brogan, let's go back to what we were just thinking about. My denominator, that 4, tells me I'm cutting it into how many pieces? 4 pieces. Okay, cut something into 4 pieces. That top number tells me how many I got. How many do I got? 4. So I cut something into 4 pieces, and I have all 4. Not closer to the 1.
On the one.
On the 1. If I have cut something into 4 pieces, Bowen, because yours is not in the right spot. I'm looking at it, it's not in the right spot. If I have 4/4, I've cut something into 4 pieces, and now I have all 4 pieces. I have 1/2. It should be exactly on the 1. Emma?
So anytime whenever something like, so it's 8,
Uh-huh.
if you have the number, if you have the numerator, it's the same number as the denominator, it always equals 1/3.
Ooh. Emma is giving us a challenge. Emma, can you repeat your question? Because we're going to see if this is true. So what Emma just did, which you don't want to, is Emma made a theory. She's noticing a pattern, and she wants to know, will this work all the time? Let's find out, Emma. Repeat your theory.
So if the numerator is the same number as the denominator, will it always equal 1/2?
Let's look. We already have some evidence for 4ths, right? So Emma's saying if my numerator and my denominator are worth the same number, 4/4, we already know that's equal to 1/2. So far, so good. Let's try another one. What if I have, Emma, what about if I had 2 halves? Brogan, you're going to help us with that. I split something in half, okay, and I have both halves. that worth one whole? Yes. All right, so it works with that. What about thirds? If I split something into thirds, and I have all three of them, what is that worth? The whole thing. Okay. What if I had 8, split something into 8, and I had all 8 of them? What is that worth?
1.
You think it'll work? It does. If I cut something up and I have all of those pieces, I have 1 whole. That is a great pattern to notice that 8 eighths is worth a whole. It's just cut up into a bunch of pieces. 16 sixteenths still worth 1 whole. Just cut up into a bunch of pieces. Brilliant, Emma. Brilliant. Let's do one more sticky note. I want you to find, actually, we're not going to write it. You already have it. Pick up your 1/2 sticky note. Don't take off your fourths. Leave your fourths where they are. Where is 1/2 going to go on your number line?
On the wall.
Raise your hand and tell me, where did 1/2 go? Did you get tricked? There's a lot more sticky notes on here. Back to where 1/2 go?
In the middle?
Yeah, it's still one in the middle. Did it matter that you had 4/4 on there?
No.
Did it matter that you had 1/4 on there?
No.
Hey, Paxton, I'm kind of confused. 1/4 means I have 1 piece, right? And 1/2 means I have 1 piece. Why aren't they at the same spot? I'm going to open this up to everyone to think about. 1/4 means I had 1/4 piece. 1/2 means I had 1/2 piece. Why are they not at the same spot? Y'all, Lydia and Emma are on fire. You better catch up. 1/4 means I have 1 piece. 1/4 piece. 1/2 means I have 1/2 piece. They both are 1 piece, so why are they not at the same spot? Mason, what you thinking?
I think the denominator is not the same.
Sure. It's definitely got something to do with our denominator. Let's think through that. Cole, what are you thinking?
They're not the same lengths.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Like 1/4 is smaller than 1/2.
Yes, friend. Why? Why is 1/4 smaller than 1/2?
Because 1/2 is lower and you don't have to put into so many pieces.
I don't have to cut it up as much. Think about our 1/2 piece. Gigantic. I only have to cut it up into 2 pieces. But look at our 1/4 piece.
How about our 16?
They're smaller. I know you're on it, Lydia. I can see your brain just losing its marbles right now. And y'all are missing out. So even though they're both 1 piece, are they the same size piece? No, they are not the same size piece. 1/4 is way smaller than 1/2. Go for it, Lydia.
It's because you don't need as many as them to make a whole. So that's why they're
Don't
not on the
need
same.
as many to make a
place.
whole. Beautiful. Paxton, what are your thoughts, friend?
Because you're sharing with more people.
I'm sharing with more people. Which one? The 1/2 or the 4th? The 4th. The 4th. I have to share with more people. That means I get a smaller piece. It's the perk of having friends. You get smaller pieces. Have less friends, you get more cake.
I don't know.
Mason, you got a question for her? Are you good?